seems to me in the conversations that I've had with a lot of people of various ages is that the women thinking that the man needs to be more emotionally present and to stop being so lazy. And from the man's perspective, it's like they want to stop being nagged or controlled and for their partner, their wife, to be more active sexually. What are some conversations that people can start to have? Is there anything in terms of insights to help find a bit more middle ground, perhaps?
Yeah, well, first of all, I actually don't agree with a lot of the ways that women will talk about like wanting their partner to be just like their girlfriends, right? Like, and that's not to say that you shouldn't have a fair amount of emotional intimacy with your partner, but I think we just put too much pressure on this marital container to be everything. What you said about like women are always feeling like men are lazy and they're not doing enough, like that is because a core feminine and feminine energy is always focused on the space of expansion. So a lot of times you'll notice that like women are really like into like, I see this man's potential. I see who he could be. We fall in love with potential versus sort of the man who's sitting in front of us, right? With men, a lot of times what happens is they'll say, oh, she was amazing in the beginning. She was so sort of like hearted and just like playful sexual energy and go with the flow. And now it's just like, where did that woman go? I want her back. I want her to be who she was, because the masculine energy is sort of fixed energy and wants things to be what they have been. That structure like stays the same, right? So a lot of it is understanding the ways that we're different. And I like to like play with the interplay of these energetics, because if we understand what is different about us versus attempting to make the other process the world in the same way that I do, which they never will. Like so often a man will fall in love with a woman's like radiance and her playfulness and her expansive energy. And like, oh, she like sees the world so differently than I do. But then he'll want her to like be like structured and like make sense and be logical about this and stop being all of this like wild feminine energy. And then a woman will sort of just feel like he doesn't do all of these things, but I could see like if he just did this and like if he just shaved the beard, then he'd be like the perfect guy for me, versus like he is who he is. Like that's the structure that you fell in love with. Like, can I sort of see that that's like what makes sense to him? That's who he wants to be.